Hello, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sheyi Fabi. We continue on our GIS Lecture Series, number 22. We started in the last two series on Enterprise GIS for Urban Administration. The last lecture, we looked at the critical pillars of urban administration, which include the land administration, urban planning, and also urban system management. And we looked at the physical planning as one of the major critical pillars and how we can utilize GIS for implementing some of the activities of planners. We continue in that same range, that same series. Today, we want to look at managing urban land uses and development projects in the platform of Enterprise GIS. Specifically, we want to look at some of the activities of physical planning unit or physical planning department or Ministry of Physical Planning or Bureau of Physical Planning, whichever name it is called in any of the states or local government, uh, uh, how you can implement Enterprise GIS within the urban systems, managing urban systems, or in urban administration generally. We know professional town planners can be categorized into two broad types. We have the town planners in the public sector, we have the town planners in the private sector. All this they work together, while the town planner and the public sectors are involved in approving the plans, approving the development plans, layout plans, master plans that have been developed by the professional town planners outside who are practicing, who are in the private sector. Then the private sector planners are also involved in preparing plans, submitting plans, processing plans. Both planners in the divide, either the public sector divide and the private sector divide, can benefit in the deployment of enterprise GIS because the town planners in the private sector need to submit plans to the planners in the public sector for approval and then for stamping. So we look at some of the activities of the planners in the public sector. They are the one to process and approve all development plans. They also develop structural plans and sector plans and planning schemes for government lands. And all these documents, once they are prepared, they are supposed to be the instrument for managing the city. They are instrument, they are the tool for effective management of land uses and developing future development of the city. But we discovered that when planners have approved the building plans, copies are supposed to for the one that are developed by the planners in the private sector. The plans are supposed to be kept, a copy of the approved plan, either the planning scheme or layout scheme of a private lands or any other plans, building plans, commercial, industrial, they are supposed to be kept in the office of the town planner in the public sector. But what is discovered is that the archiving of these plans have issues. It's an onerous task for most planners to keep the document. And we know that paper plans easily wear off and are often affected by termites and rodents. Uh, when we get to the offices of some of the old town planning offices, we observe that many of the plans of 10 years or previous 30 years, you cannot locate them. So that is why it is critical for effective deployment or for the effective urban administration, because there may be need for referencing some of those plans that are been approved 30 years ago. Or let's say the person want to do a redevelopment, they want to renovate, they want to do a rebuilding, they want to repartition the building. So they need to make a reference to the approved plan that were before that was submitted before and approved. Therefore, it is necessary to deploy enterprise GIS to secure the document and to make reference to the document at will. You can retrieve the document and you can look at it. So what we want to look at, the aspect we want to look at today is how you can implement archiving approved plan documents in the town planning offices. We can use different approaches. Uh, there are some states in Nigeria that have their local town planning authority doing implementing approving plans and archiving their plans. There are some that are connected to the State Bureau of Physical Planning or Bureau of that's a central location. So, but in any case, there should be a central archival system for the entire state so that there can be a urban management, proper urban management. So uh, what we are recommending, because we are looking at possibility of achieving a low budget deployment of enterprise GIS. So the necessary that there should be a central database. And when we have a central database, it is not only GIS files that will be kept in the central database, because when the plan are approved, then they need to be scanned. When they are scanned, then they can be kept in the central data store. They'll be given a tag, the name tag, which can be used to access it, to access either the name of the owner, the year it was approved, and then you can now tag it and you can put it in the central database. Now, if you have the resources, you can acquire a cloud hosting. Cloud hosting require that you keep your data in the server, in the cloud server, and then you'll be paying annually as if you are renting the space in the cloud server. But it's possible you can also buy your server, like this, an example of server that was purchased, a physical server that is that is acquired for a state, Nigeria. So when you have the server, then you can have many terabytes, you can have 10 terabytes, you can have 20 terabytes, as depending on the kind of data you have. Now you can implement it. I've been recommending QGIS for us to be able to implement a lot of uh, a lot of work without paying. What you just need is expertise. You need to develop the expertise of the people that are involved in deployment of enterprise GIS. So you need to study PostGIS, GeoServer. Once you know how to implement these two software, you can actually implement your enterprise GIS. But what in the context of planning data set, we need to have an archive. We need to have an archive that town planners in all the local government can access. They can have their own file folder in the central database where they can upload all their data, because it may not be possible to replicate enterprise GIS in all the local government. But you can have a central server in the office, and then once they have the access code to enter the server, they can go to their domain and put their data set. In this one, we are going to look at the 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 server. This server was we installed an open source software that can enable anybody to access the server from anywhere in the world. And that is, we use AnyDesk. There are some other thing we can use, TeamViewer, but TeamViewer is not open source. TeamViewer requires subscription. You need to pay for the license and you need to renew your license every year. But we are looking at a way to implement our enterprise GIS, implement our urban administration with with minimum budget. So I would recommend that we use uh, AnyDesk. And what we need to do, I'm going to do a little demonstration on how you can utilize AnyDesk for the system. So in this server, we have installed AnyDesk on it, and AnyDesk is is there, and then you can use the once it is installed, then the system at the local government level we also need to this any desk, and any desk once it is installed, it's an open source. You can download it from Google, and I'm going to do a demo for us on how you can demonstrate now. So now let's go to the uh, any desk. This any desk here, I have it on my system. But if you want to get it, you can go to. Okay, I'm not on the internet now. So I will go to any desk. I go to any desk uh, using any any desk. Any desk is a download, and once we are here, you you click and you download, and once you download, then you install. But I have installed, I'm not going to download. Then you download it and install it on the server, just as I've shown us, as shown you in the this one. We have installed any desk in this server. So in this server, I can access this is any desk on the server, and then I have any desk on my system, so I can access that system there. I can do a lot of things on that server, even from my system. The server is about 20 kilometers to where I am now. That server that you have that I installed any desk here now is about 20 kilometers from where I am now. And I can access, I can upload, I can send my data there, and then let's say I'm in the local government, and then the server is in the headquarters. So what I'm going to do is that I will click on my any desk, and uh, and once I am now because I've connected, this is the server. This is the server that is about 20 kilometers away from me, so I can connect. This is my own system, because the any desk will give you a unique code, a unique ID for that computer system, and then you can now. So I have on some other systems that are on any desk which I'm connected to, or specifically the server that is on. Because it is on, the server is supposed to be on 24/7. So that is why it is on now. These other systems that I'm connected with, they are not on currently, because the time is about 1 a.m. Nigerian time. So I'm connected to the server now. Now say, do you want to connect as a console? You say yes. So when you connect as console, you are already seeing the server. This is the server. This is the server we have there. So in that server, you can open, because I have the password, it has been passworded. Because I have the password, that's what gives me access to that database. And from my local government, I have some document that I want to upload into that data set. So I can now go to the any desk. So we have Ibadan data sharing. So we can now open, like let's look at where document we can have in that. We can have admin project. That means admin. If you have in an organization, you have a folder for all the admin issue, administration issue, communication unit issue. You have the finance and audit unit, you have the M&E and ICT, you have the procurement, you have the safeguard, you have the technical. You can have, everyone can have their own folder, and then you can have the local government. In the case I have here now, I have different units. You can have local government, it's just a local government, and the the local government can put their data in their respective local government right from their local government. They don't need to bring the data in there. So once they scan the data, they can put it inside a folder and upload the folder in this document. And then you can access it in the other aspect. So this is one of the critical area that planners can benefit from this enterprise GIS. It's still an enterprise GIS because we are installing our data. We are putting our data in a network system, and this data can be used in the GIS environment. Another thing we can do is that we can use the data to, once we are in the environment, you can use the data in that system to do a lot of things, such as you can use I think our connection as timeout. So you can go to any of the software that is installed in that system. We have QGIS there. So you can go to the system and look at QGIS, and then you are working on the software that is installed on the server. And then you can download anything, you can bring in your data there, go there, process it there, and then you get your result. You can work as if the server, you can use the resources of the server. As you are working now, you are using the resources of the server. This server has 20 gigabyte RAM. That is very fast. And also 10 terabyte hard disk. So you can keep all sorts of things there. So you are working as if this computer is before you. If you don't have the software, if you don't have the data set, you can go to the server and work as if the computer is before you. And 10 people can be connected. 10 local government can be connected and be working on this database at the same time. So you can add layer, add vector layer, and then there on the computer, you are not using your computer now. You are using the computer of the software. What you just need to connect to the server is just your internet. Once your data is on the internet, what I'm using is just my internet on my phone. I'm using the internet on my the Wi-Fi on my phone is what I'm using to access the server that is 20 kilometers away from me. So you see, we can implement this thing in a very minimal way. I'm using this thing and it's very, very, very effective and perfect. The I want to stop this lecture now, but I'm sure the next lecture we are going to continue on how you can use different segments of QGIS, QAD, QAD is the software that is CAD, that's for CAD, or just like AutoCAD, just like it's similar to AutoCAD in the QGIS environment, and it is completely free. You don't need to crack any program. You don't need to crack any software. You can just have your QGIS. You have QAD. QAD will give you all the functionalities of of AutoCAD, and you are good to go. You don't need to crack program. You don't need to steal software. The software is open source and it is free for anybody to use. What you just need is the expertise to use the system. If you have any question, you can send your question to my email, sheifabi at gmail.com or sheifabi at yahoo.com. You can send your email and I will attend to it. Thank you. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel so that once another lecture is on, you can easily have access to it. Thank you and God bless.